Laura from Confidence Learning Services. I'm here to talk to you today about a question I get very frequently, which kind of comes in two parts usually. It's how long does it take to learn a language, how much practice is involved in learning a language, and one I get very frequently, can you really learn a language in just 1 hour a week, which is what you're offering in some of your courses. Our research shows that most people can learn conversational fluency in a language. So this means being able to talk about what kind of day you had, introduce yourself, maybe make plans for dinner, in about 1 to 2 years, depending on your personality, how different the language is from your native language, how much you study and practice. So, are you going to be conversationally fluent if you're starting from absolutely nothing and you're just taking a 6-week course? Definitely not. In our courses, we focus on very specific skills. For example, being able to introduce yourself and greet others, or being able to communicate on your job and complete specific job tasks. When we work on something that specific, we can really accomplish some very specific goals in 6 weeks. Also, many of my clients come to me with already a basic knowledge of the language they're working on. So in that case, maybe they've already studied English or Spanish for 1 year, 2 years, or 5 years. We'll be able to add some additional fluency in 6 to 12 weeks. There's another aspect of language called cognitive academic language proficiency, and this is more academic language. This is the level of language it would take to complete a college course in that language and be able to understand and be competent in that language. This takes about 5 to 9 years to learn, again depending on your exposure, your personality, and the difference between the language and your native language. We can really focus on some very specific aspects of that and see a lot of improvement in 6 to 12 weeks. So by the end of those 6 to 12 weeks, although you may still have a lot of work ahead of you, you can definitely communicate clearly about your job responsibilities, or you can communicate to a professor about a specific class. So we make some very specific targeted goals for each of our classes. And the other thing again to consider is we might have someone coming in starting at an intermediate or advanced level. And in this case, we might only need to work on a couple of things, maybe how to use prepositions appropriately. So that's why our courses are broken up into such small lengths so that we can really break up our goals and reach some target goals in a short amount of time. Another question I get is that part of, well, how much practice does it take and can I really learn in 1 hour a week? My response to that typically is you'll learn a lot more in 1 hour a week than you do in 0 hours a week. And usually that's where that's coming from, someone who hasn't really started or isn't practicing the language. However, the question is a good one because we don't really learn in 1 hour a week. Any course that I provide includes a lot of practice, including access to some online practice programs and other materials and very individualized curriculum. I always recommend that my clients practice about an hour a day, and I provide practice material for that. Some people get intimidated and think an hour a day is a lot of time, and it is a lot of time, but it's really only about 4% of your day. It's definitely something that's doable if you break it up into 2 30-minute sections and are very consistent with your practice. So yes, if you don't practice at all between our sessions, that 1 hour a week is going to make a very minimal difference. But if you complete all the practice assigned and practice that 1 hour a day on your own, the 1 hour a week instructional time is enough to coach you into forming those new language skills. It's very similar to seeing a personal trainer for 1 hour a week, or to taking voice lessons or music lessons for 1 hour a week. If you don't practice in between, you won't see results. But if you do, the results you'll see will definitely be worth it. Feel free to email me any questions that you have about language learning, and I'd be happy to answer them. And of course, you can check out all of the information about the courses we offer and sign up for a course via Skype on our website, confidencelearningservices.com.